can see as I paddle, I really move the kayak. And see, here I am, I'm just you know, spinning around. How's it going, everyone? I am here this afternoon with a solution to a problem you might have. So you've seen the other videos where we've got the Hobie tandem out there. It's a good sailing boat. It's a good sailboat. It's also a good kayak. It's kind of a hybrid of the two. Now you're probably wondering, well, gee shucks, Chris, I don't have the money to go buy a big Hobie sailing kayak like that. What can I do? I'll tell you what you can do. You can do what we did before we got the sailboat, and that was get you a $100 to $200 inflatable kayak. And we got the probably one of the more popular ones, and the reason why you're on this video, the INTEX Explorer K2. It's in the thing. I'm gonna get it out in a second. But it was the one that we got and we used for a while before we graduated to an actual larger kayak, you know, sailboat, all that kind of jazz. But I still have it, and I still use it occasionally whenever I don't feel like hauling around the Hobie or the Rum Runner, which is the name of the boat, by the way. When I don't feel like taking that around, you know, I can put this in the back of the car and have a little something to go out on. So I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to set y'all up over somewhere, and you can watch the whole process of inflating it and then me putting it out there, and I'll, you know, get on there with it and give you some of my thoughts, because there are some downsides to it, and I will go over those shortly. So do stick around, and if you're excited about seeing this, if this is going to answer some questions you have, if you think it will, be sure to like below and comment that you are glad I'm doing this. Also subscribe too, so it helps. Anyway, let's cut to it. All right, so open up, we got this bag. And on the inside, you can see all the accoutrements we got. It comes with a couple paddles. See that here. Here's the other parts of the paddle. Okay. All right, we got the seats. Comes with 2 seats. Here's the other seat. Show that in a minute. This is very important right here. This is the hose for the pump, which is right here. This pump right here is how you inflate. Now, I actually do have another pump that I plug into the car, and I do highly recommend it, because you're going to see that this is, well, it works. It's not the easiest thing, so if you're getting this, maybe budget another 20 bucks for a car pump or something. It'll go a long way, because this, you'll see. Now, for the big shebang, the kayak. Oh, the kayak, all right. I've done this plane before, but each time I kind of got to figure it out again. So let's see here. Put it over like that. All right. So It's done in several pieces. You have a couple sections that you got to blow it up in. So you see this is has number 5 here. So can you see? It's got number 5 here. And then as we go around, let's see if I can find the other number. Yeah, so you can see there. You can see there's a 1, and that means you pump that one first. And so as we go through it, it'll be a 1, a 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 there at the end. So let's get started here and see about fitting this hose in here to blow it up. And you're going to have a good show me doing it. All right, so this hose goes in here. I don't know if you can see it on which camera you can see it on, but it goes in like that. You bring this around. And the good news is it fits right in there pretty snugly, and it sits real tight. And then you put your foot down. Put your foot down on top of the bit, and like that. I'm gonna switch this camera. Let's see if we can get both my feet on here and go. Whoop. This is not as easy when it's hot out. All right, now we look for number 2. So here's a little, I guess here's my first actual thoughts on the thing. I'm about to blow up these seats. I'm about to blow up the seats, but the problem with the seats I've found is that the backs work great. They work great. However, when you inflate the bottom parts of it, you sit way high, and I just don't like it. It might be better for smaller people, but for me, I'm taller and a bigger guy. It just seems like I'm too high up. So I'm not going to inflate the bottom, but maybe you should if you get it. Right, now to install the seats, on the bottom you see there's Velcro here. And what we'll do is you match the Velcro up with the Velcro on the bottom. And then you buckle it up here, and that helps kind of, you know, when you lean back. And then you're set. All right. The last part of the boat is this. This is the stabilizing fin. And what it does is it helps keep your kayak straight, and so you don't drift across the water. But here's the problem. It's not big enough. I'll explain more in a minute, but you gotta install this on the bottom. Luckily it's pretty easy, just slide it in like that. All right. These paddles actually are pretty good paddles. They get put together pretty easily. You come in on this side. You just depress the little button. That locks in. Do the other way. Hold on now. Hold on now. Which way am I doing this? So now we've got a, I think I did it backwards. Hold on. There we go. All right, let's get going. Launching the boat is pretty straightforward. You just, bring it to the water. So I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna get into the water and paddle around a bit, and I'll give you my full thoughts on the boat. Hope I don't flip. Oh. All right. Made it in the boat. All right, everybody. Let's get this puppy going. Go out for a nice, relaxing paddle. You can probably tell by the camera movement, as well as the kayak movement, that the fin on the bottom doesn't really do a whole lot. Well, it does actually. This would be way worse if I didn't have to fin. That's the one thing about this kayak that I don't think it's definitely just meant for kind of, futzing around, not doing anything serious, because the fin on the bottom is not long enough or deep enough to really provide any sort of meaningful stabilization. Like, I'm just sitting here and I'm skating all over the water, and you can see as I paddle, I really move the kayak. And see here I'm just spinning around. I really move the kayak as I paddle. It's kind of funny. All right, it's kind of silly. I'm just like spinning around, but you can get going. I've paddled all around one of the lakes here in Georgia, as well as this pond with this, and you can get going too once you kind of get you kind of very smoothly go. Just smoothly do it, and the shifting's not too much. Another thing too about this is the paddles. Paddles obviously work. You can get going, but I don't know if they're just not long enough or what the deal is, because you get wet doing this. Because if you watch, you see all that water as it comes down. And maybe this is just like a normal thing with paddles. Maybe it is, but it's just something that I've really noticed about these paddles, is that they really drip. They really drip. Aside from that, it's a good little kayak. Like I said, the seat is actually not fully inflated, I realize now. Aside from the bottom part. But it also might be that I need to tighten that up. Oh, that's much better. Seats aren't the best. If I was inflated, I'd be sitting up right out of the water. I mean, I'd be real top heavy sitting up here. But I'm also a bigger guy. In fact, I'm big enough to weigh 195, 200 pounds. I'm 6'1". So you can actually see there's a little bit of a dip here in the boat from where I'm sitting in it. But that also might be because I didn't fully inflate the boat. I mean, I thought I did, but you know, you never know. Might not have, and that might be why. Because I haven't really had this issue and before, so I don't think I've inflated it fully. I also did have a person up here in the front, so maybe that balanced it out. It is a good two-person kayak, especially if you're not giants. If you're just, you know, average size, it's pretty good. My legs are real long, so usually when I'm sitting here with Liz, I gotta kind of wrap my legs around her almost, or I sit cross-legged, and it works. It works pretty good. Or even actually, I'm thinking about it. We got to where I would sit in the front, because in front you do have, you notice on this camera, you do have more leg space in the front, and so I do remember we switched out and started doing that, and it worked pretty good for someone. So if you got the taller person, maybe get in the front. Although if you're a solo rider, it might work better if you sit here in the middle, so you can balance out this kind of weight distribution. It also gives you some storage behind you, as well as in front of you. Because if you're by yourself, there is a good amount of storage here for you to put a cooler up there in the front. Put your rods and stuff. I mean, I go here, I would have a cooler. I got my lunchbox in the front. I have my rod up here, with my tackle box and everything. I'd have tackle box and all that kind of good stuff. Something to think about when you're fishing, though, is that this is an inflatable kayak, and inflatable kayaks do not like hooks. So, yeah, just don't hook it on here, because you'll be out in the middle of the water and you'll be swimming back with your lunch, who will probably swim away. It took me a minute to get it pumped up. I mean, you saw, I'm not sure at this point how much of that I'm going to skip through and how much I'm going to leave in, but it really was not that much. And I'll give you the total time it took me to set everything up in an annotation here, and a little text, because I'll count it when I'm doing the editing. And it's not bad at all to get it all set up. It's not bad at all, especially if you're just wanting something quick to come put in your car and take out to the pond or local lake or whatever. Just want to paddle around, have a nice little afternoon out in the water, or go fishing a little bit. Excellent bang for your buck. I think I saw this online. Most recent price was around $200. I think it was a little less when we got it, but it's around $200. And I think if you're looking for a portable kayak, it's not a bad one to go with. Now, for a little bit more, you can actually get a hard plastic ABS kayak. But the problem with those is you can't fold them up and put them into your closet. And that's where this really shines, is that I can use my closet, and I just, like this morning, I got it out of my car, out of my closet, put it in my car, and this afternoon I came up here to do this video for you guys. And that's really where the benefit of this kayak is you're able to take it and do when you don't have space for to carry a large full-size kayak. And if that's what your goal is, to be able to take your kayak out, and you just got like a little sedan or something, and you can't, you don't have space to car top it, or you don't have a lot of space to store it, this definitely would be a winner for me. As long as you keep in mind some of the things I mentioned, the seats maybe aren't the best, these paddles maybe aren't the best, but you're also not paying for the best. So keep that in mind. And with that, I'm gonna paddle up here, see if I can get back to the dock and get out without falling in the water. Okay, I'm doubting my abilities to get out of the water here. Doubt my abilities. I'm gonna back up to these steps. Before I do that, to save myself some embarrassment, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and checking out this overview of the INTEX K2 Explorer. If you want to see more like this, be sure to leave a like, comment down below if you got this boat and what you think of it. If you don't have it, well, I mean, maybe it's something you should get. But subscribe because I'll have more coming. You can check out my full review list. Right now I've got some guns, I've got some accessories. I'll be doing more kind of just general outdoor stuff if I can do it. Have some more, maybe not reviews, but some fun stuff coming up this weekend. Or actually might be you know, next video or two for you guys. But I'm looking forward to it, and you should too. We got some big stuff coming as well with a shirt. Still in works about it, but you know, that'll be coming up. See you later. Oh God!